Good morning, everyone. Got your coffee? I've got mine. So listen, yesterday I went to my P.O. Box and I had two packages inside. One package contained this, A People's History of the United States. That is a big book. But America has done a lot, has it not? Amen, amen. And I don't know who sent this, but I thank you very much, and I will be putting this in the library pantry at some point. We're kind of full on books right now, but they're taking them. They're taking them. And then I had another package sent to me by the beautiful Diane Carter. She sent crayons. I said at one point that we were running low on crayons, coloring books and crayons, because for some reason the kids were just, and look, she sent a ton of coloring books. And between this and between those who donated specifically, money specifically for that, we are pretty good on coloring books and crayons. So much so that I am going to go to our community daycare center and share a little bit. I haven't done that in a while. For those of you all who are newer, I do that from time to time with our overflow, but we haven't had overflow in a long time. So, and I know they're wondering, like, where is she at? Because sometimes I take diapers, I take new throws and blankets, you know, for nap time. We've taken coats up there, brand new coats, winter coats for the kids. We take little snacks like Little Debbie's, fruit cups, fruit cocktail, juice, milk, and things like that. And obviously games and toys and books for the kids. So it'll be nice to be able to do that. Thank you so much, Miss Diane Carter. I appreciate you. And to whoever sent me that book. I appreciate you too, boo. And also to Troy, who sent me coffee. It was Troy who sent the coffee, y'all. Found out who sent the coffee. And when he said it, I did remember seeing his name on that slip. So let's stick these in here for now. Thank you again, Diane. When we get the crayons for the kids and the coloring books, we usually get the 8 count crayon. So I'm happy to be able to get some higher count crayons in there. You know, those cost more. So I will be definitely keeping these for the library pantry and sending the 8 counts down to the daycare center. I'm sure they'll appreciate them. You know, they're brand new, you know, so they'll appreciate them. So listen, let's talk about what I want to talk about today. And what I want to talk about is, okay, with Donald Trump's tariffs going on, I was talking to a friend of mine last night and we got to talking about this subject matter. And I asked her, I said, well, what are you doing to, you know, because this community, I said, what are you doing to, you know, to prepare for the supply chain shortages? And she goes, supply chain shortages? And I said, yeah. I said, with these tariffs going on, there will be supply chain shortages. There will be empty shelves. And it may not be today and it may not be tomorrow, but it is happening as this tariff war continues. This tariff war, mind you, that the United States can't possibly win. You know, I don't know what this fool in the White House is, what is he thinks he's doing, but all he is doing is hurting American people. Now listen, as someone who runs a community pantry, if this is concerning to you, I can tell you exactly what to put. What to get at the grocery store in order to stock your pantries. What you want to get is you want to get shelf-stable food, as much of that as possible. And you want to get canned food, canned beans, stewed tomatoes, soups, fruit, things of that nature. and you want to get beans, and you want to get pasta, and you want to get rice, and you want to get flour, and you want to get oatmeal, and you want to get grits, you want to get pancake mix, pancake waffle mix, you want to get syrup, you know, you want to get, if you're a baker, or even if you're not a baker, because you may have to bake, depending upon, we tend to, here in America, we do tend to have our own bakeries and the whatnot. But still, those supplies have to come from somewhere. They have to be farmed from somewhere. Flour has to come from someplace. Wheat has to come from someplace. And if American farms are doing as horribly as being reported, then they may not be an option. So when you're in the stores, and whenever you can get a buy one, get one free deal, do that. It's worth, at this point, driving to an extra store, another store, an additional store rather, or going to a different store altogether. Pick up those sales ads and start seeing which stores have the best. If you are someone who has a deep freezer, meat, chicken, beef, pork, stock up on it slowly. Don't panic buy. Just slowly start to fill up your coffers, because this is easy math, y'all. I promise you it is. This is what is eventually going to start to happen as this tariff war. And mind you, we're only, 6 months in, you know, since we haven't had the Biden-Harris administration. So you want to make sure that you can navigate this fool's bad decisions as well as you possibly can. Remember when I told you in another video, when I said to you, hey, listen, if you're struggling to pay your rent right now, look into your county's choice voucher program and just get on the list. Even if you feel a way about it, because I know Black people, we can be very prideful, a lot of us. We can feel like if we take advantages of resources that are offered, that it says something, like it's some sort of a character flaw. And trust me, I do understand that with some people take too much advantage, and that is a character flaw. But those programs are there for people who need them for as long as they need them too. So you have to not think about in the context of what white people say when they say welfare queen and all that kind of jazz. Because listen, a lot of white people take advantage of those programs. They just don't put their business all out there in the street. Those programs, in fact, they were created for white people. Those programs weren't created with Black people in mind. So make sure that you get on that list. And even when your name, because those lists, they can be years long, and you never know what's going to happen in the next 5 years. This man is we still got almost 4 years to deal with this man and his bad decisions and his fleecing of this nation and its programs. So I don't know how long housing choice will be there, but for right now, it's still in place. And as a matter of fact, Jersey City just opened up their housing choice program. And so did DeKalb County in Georgia. And Houston just opened up their voucher choice program. And Lycoming, I don't know where that is, but and I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's spelled Lycoming. Lycoming. They just opened up their housing choice voucher program. So if you are a senior, I highly recommend, I can't say it with enough force, look into it, get on the list, because so many seniors right now are losing their homes and becoming homeless because of the rising cost of housing. And Social Security isn't cutting it anymore. It isn't. And so many seniors are now having to go back to work even because they can't afford rent. They can't afford their medications. They can't afford this very expensive America. If you are a single mother, I highly suggest, if you're struggling, to get on the housing choice voucher list. If you are a single man, able-bodied, I understand that sometimes things happen, especially if you are a student or a graduate student. Things happen, okay? Get on the list. Get on the list just so that you don't have to take advantage of some woman and her children. Housing voucher, you know. I see that, I don't know what's going on in your community, but in my community, I can tell that Black people are not taking it seriously. And it's like someone said, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. And I love my people, but I can't force them to care. And when people have been in survival mode, I understand that when people have been in survival mode, as long as Black people, as long as poor, especially poor Black people, have been in survival mode, it's hard to switch out of that gear into strategizing and planning for the future when you're just trying to get through the day. But if we're going to survive, we have to plan for Trump. We have to do more than survive Trump. If we're going to survive Trump, that's going to take strategy and planning, and it's going to take getting into community. And I know a lot of you all have communicated to me that you are struggling building your community with your family members. And I say to that if your family members are not like-minded, let them be. It's time for you to go find like-minded people and get in community with them. I set up the room so that you all can have community with other Black people. I'll leave that link down below. But I have yet to see people say, well, maybe I should just start it. And I'll do that today, now that I'm on it. To say, hey, where are you at? And maybe you can find someone who is also in Georgia, or who is also in New York, or who is also in California, and so forth and so forth and so forth. And then maybe you can branch off and build little smaller groups for people just in your area that want to grow food, want to know where the Black farmers are, want to know how to get away from buying things from other communities and depending on and building on our community and our resources, building up our resources. I heard someone once recently say that you have to build community from the ground up, and that's true. You can't start up here. It starts down here. And it starts by finding like-minded people, and people who, I'm not saying that you have to go out and be a survivalist and you got to get all this gear and you got to do, but people who are doing that, I'm trying to tell you, they are not dumb and they are not out there. The Trump administration is robbing the government. They did it before, and now they know how to do it more effectively. And that is going to seriously hurt Americans. And if you think about the harm they have done just since January the 20th to May 8th, and you think that they've got years more to come before they bankrupt all of our institutions and agencies and our government in order to enrich themselves. That money is coming from the bottom up, not the top down, but the bottom up. And we are watching the fleecing of America. They don't give a fuck about America. They don't give a fuck about the people. All they care about is the money. And they don't care who gets hurt. They don't even care about their own constituents, the people that voted for them. And mind you, when the supply chain issue starts to become, because we haven't really recovered from COVID, those supply chain issues, the cost of wood and everything, and materials like that are still at elevated prices. We haven't recovered from that. So once the supply chain issues start because of the tariffs, it will be those people who voted for this chaos who will start hoarding first. It's going to be them. And I say, look out for yourself. Look out for the people that you love. Continue to talk. There are things that I have said to people that I know for years before it clicked. Sometimes we got to keep talking. But I get it. Sometimes you don't want to repeat yourself. I'm that person too. It is what it is. But at the least, look out for yourself. Because this is going to become real fast. China is already holding back cargo and freight. Things that America needs. And they're saying that we don't need anything from there and we don't need anything from Canada. And yes, we do. Yes, we do. America is very dependent on China and we're very dependent on Canada. Canada, they can get their shit elsewhere. France is right next door to them. And China doesn't need America. China doesn't need America for shit. Wait till China starts calling in those bonds. We're going to really be in some trouble over here if Trump keep fucking around, and it'll be the rest of us that'll find out. Okay? All right. With that being said, that's all that I have today. Just want my people to think on it and prepare yourselves. Don't panic. Buy more. Stock your pantries. You don't have a pantry? Get you a shelf like the one I have in the back. Some of those and put them in your basement. Start slowly stocking those up with canned goods, dry goods. Make sure it's in a dry, non-damp place. Garden. People don't care about gardening, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to care. You are going to care. It's because it is very easy math. It is what's to come. And if you're not someone who is capable of thinking beneath the surface level and putting the pieces together and connecting the dots, allow me to connect them for you. We're going to be in trouble in a couple of years. We are. And it's best that you prepare yourself for that and that you don't start seeking community when people have already built communities and then you want to come in, Johnny come lately, and think that you have a spot at the table that you didn't help to build. Okay? Okay. Okay? It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Start now, people. Okay, with that being said, you all have a good day, a wonderful day. If you would like to support this platform, I would greatly appreciate it. If you'd like to support the Library Pantry, I would appreciate that as well. Our jewelry boxes come sometime today. I can't wait to show you. I should have those tomorrow morning to show for you. There was money to buy some little glittery heart-shaped mirrors. You know, I don't think that's too extra. I'll just get a couple of them, so there's money left for that. But I appreciate your donations. I appreciate you supporting the platform. I'll leave my Cash App and my Venmo down in the comments. I love y'all for real. Have a good day. Do something nice for someone, okay? Be in community with your people. Help your people.